Hello and welcome back to our Bandit Lord challenge, and well, we're currently deciding on a scheme, and I've actually been taking a bit of a closer look at all this stuff, and what I found really quite amusing is that, in my opinion, I think that Scandal is possibly the most powerful one that you can use, because you can see here, it literally only costs me 10,000 gold, but it allows you to completely destroy an enemy clan's influence, or even a neutral clan's influence. And you can see here, this guy is the leader of the Aserai. Obviously, we're at war against the Aserai at the moment, and it would kind of make sense for us to reduce his influence to 0, so that he cannot lead any armies that effectively. And, well, this is a bargain. Absolute bargain. Real cheap. And apart from that, you could do a blackmail situation, which is okay, because you do receive part of the extorted amount, although I haven't actually seen that work. Not sure if that's a bug, or whether I just did it wrong, or whether I didn't see. Not entirely sure. But for me personally, targets clan dinars becoming halved, I think that's okay. But just think about it. Halved, instead of them losing every single little bit of their influence and also suffering a -10 loyalty in all owned towns, that is an incredibly powerful option. Of course, food poisoning is also an amazing thing too, because you're actually only paying 5,000 to be able to inflict massive damage to an enemy's army. So if you don't want to do a scandal, or you feel like you want to take on this guy in combat, then doing a food poisoning little, covert operation is probably going to make a big difference. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and do Scandal here. Hopefully that's going to work out quite nicely for us. And I'm going to make my way over to Akalat. There are 331 units here, and I'm actually thinking of besieging it. Yes, I'm actually thinking of besieging it, because we're currently in an army right now. I don't have any ability to do Fourberie-based actions. In other words, I can't do any of this. I mean, I can do a scam, of course. I mean, that's kind of hilarious. The enemy leader of the army doing a scam inside the walls there. I mean, really, can you imagine? Anyway, yes, this is quite amusing. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to literally go over here, just sell one of these, just to kind of get a little bit of cash back, because as you can see, we're having some problems with cash, and most of the marketplaces around here are not that good. However, as you can quite clearly tell, me besieging this might not even make sense, because loyalty is currently at 4. So I'm thinking we can probably leave this alone, and maybe we can just go on to Odok. I think what we're going to do is we're going to just have a look-see around here, and just make sure that we're not missing out on any that are way too difficult for us to potentially force into a rebellion situation, because obviously if we can force them into rebellion, it's going to be so much easier. Really is, because it just instantly changes from their faction to someone else's faction, and we don't have to worry about them actually attacking us, or in general, it's going to reduce their overall combat strength by a pretty significant margin. Anyway, I'm just going to go over here real fast and request nearby bandits to follow me. There we go. We've got some more people. And yeah, we're just going to go on to the nearby town, and we're going to see what we can do there. Now, as to whether I'm going to be updating to... Oh no. Idrin actually delivered stillborn. Oh, that is actually very sad. That is very, very sad indeed. Okay, well, we can't really do much about that, unfortunately, so we'll just have to hope maybe that the next time is a little bit more successful, potentially. I don't know whether we can do anything to actually help with that. I'm not sure if we can or not. Anyway, yeah, as you can see here, can't do anything about this. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of a siege. But yes, as I was talking about before, we had the news about Idrin. We are going to probably be ending this series maybe within this episode or the next episode. I'm not entirely sure, because for me personally, I feel like we've explored a lot of what the Fourberie mod has to offer, and you can kind of see we're pivoting a little bit more towards standard-ish gameplay. But of course, I am using Fourberie in a supplementary manner, you know, for example, using the scheme menu, doing my upgrades and all that wonderful stuff, and generally I think it's amazing. It really is. I mean, if you are playing on PC and you have access to mods, you really should be using the Fourberie mod as just a base. Even if you don't, you know, go the whole way with the Bannerlord challenge and everything, even if you don't do any of that, in my opinion, it is a huge waste if you do not experience the Fourberie mod. It is just so incredibly fun. It really is. Anyway, yeah, so as I say, I might be updating to the beta version of Bannerlord because apparently the developers have added a huge amount of additional features, and according to some people, I'm going to be blown away by that. And so I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, okay, that kind of piques my interest. Anyway, we're just going to be straight going on here. We're not actually going to be building any siege equipment or anything like that. I don't think that that's particularly necessary. But of course, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe it is necessary. But this is actually the first ever siege that we have done in this series, which kind of tells you exactly what you need to know about the Fourberie mod. It really diversifies the gameplay in such a significant fashion that you're never ever lacking for things to do. You always have some kind of action to take, some kind of nefarious deed to take part in or something like that. You know, you always have something going on, and in my opinion, that's super, super strong. That is exactly the kind of thing you want from a mod. You want it to expand your gameplay, and you want it to fundamentally change how you approach certain situations. It's really quite fantastic. Anyway, we're just going to apparently use force push on a bunch of these enemies, as you can see right there. Makes me want to play The Force Unleashed now. Yes. Remember that? Do you remember that? Did you remember that game? I don't know. Maybe you don't, maybe you do, but whatever the case. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm getting absolutely murdered here. Don't really want to die, if I can actually help it, please. There we go. I mean, I'm pretty good at dueling in the streets, but apparently I'm not very good at doing it in sieges. Alright. Yeah, I mean, these guys are obviously very much prepared for battle in comparison to street warfare, but I'm very much hoping that some of my guys are actually going to be coming up, because it feels to me like I'm literally here by myself, and I'm getting pin-cushioned. I have no shield. Bear that in mind. I can actually pick up a shield, of course. But yeah, I'm actually really pleased that I have my mace now as well, because as you can quite clearly tell, my mace is so incredibly fast. It really is. And it has a decent reach as well. This is probably the best mace that I have ever used before in the entirety of the time me playing Bannerlord. And this kind of makes me think, oh yes, I should probably get this mace in every single playthrough if I can, if I need to. What's actually going on here with this? What is this? What is this texture right here? What is that? It's supposed to be a window. Yes, it's supposed to be a window. Is that am I the only one seeing that, or are you seeing that as well? If you're seeing that as well, then well, something went wrong. Something went wrong with the textures there for some reason. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, whatever the case, I will continue to do my utmost to stay alive, and hopefully that will be enough. So I'm a bit worried. Thankfully, maces are high penetrative in their ability to deal damage against high armor targets, so I'm very pleased with that, because that means that any unit that we come across is going to take almost full damage. Yes, wonderful. Alright, I was not expecting that, as you can quite clearly tell. I mean, that's what's really funny, actually, about some of these situations. Or maybe we could just look at this guy, who is doing a merry dance in between the barrels here. This guy is running into the stairs. Okay. You'd think that they would fix this kind of stuff. I don't know. It's really funny. But whatever the case, as you no doubt saw, what I was attempting to do right there is I was trying to attack that guy with his massive bardiche. He had a pretty large two-handed weapon. And I was thinking to myself, okay, we're going to try to, you know, stay out of his reach a little bit. Try to, you know, just do a little bit of damage here and there with the mace. And just be careful, because I knew that I was low HP. And then as soon as I thought that, you know, as soon as that thought entered my head, I was thinking to myself, yeah, you know what, I'm probably going to die here as well. And that is exactly what happened. He just completely murdered me. Alright, well, thankfully, I think we should be fine here. I think this is definitely going to be a victory, but we are going to be taking actually not even significant amounts of casualties. Very surprising, actually, that we're not taking that many. But, I mean, we only outnumbered the opponent by, what, 200 units or something like that? That's not that significant in comparison to what it could be. We could be outnumbering them by, I don't know, 400, 600, you know, something like that. We could easily do that, but apparently not. All right, well, we do have the ability to now capture, or shall we say, recruit some of these rescued prisoners. And you know what I'm going to do, don't you? Yes, I will be taking tier 5 units, as many as I can, and some tier 6s as well, and we are going to be converting them into assassins. Of course, we are going to be doing that. That is the one thing that I forgot to do, or neglected to do, shall we say, because I did actually remember, but just a little bit too late. And yes, this is obviously going to be very interesting indeed, because I would love to be able to try and perpetrate a little bit of murder. You know, that's going to be quite fun. And otherwise, there we go. We do have an exceptional amount of money at the moment. Do I want to devastate this? We could potentially devastate this. We could, or we could pillage it, or we could show mercy. The problem is, all of these guys are non-merciful, so I'm thinking we're going to devastate. Why not? I don't want to claim it either. There we go. And as you can see, look at my relation. My relation has literally just skyrocketed with every single one of these people here, including with Dareem, which is actually hilarious. And the only thing that happens, well, of course, you know, all of this is pretty terrible, you know. They're losing a lot of building levels, and the siege workshop has been destroyed, and the loyalty of this particular town has gone down dramatically. But look at the army gold gain, 21,000. That's actually pretty significant. All right, yeah, that's actually one of the first times that I have done the devastate action. Usually I don't do the devastate action ever, because in my opinion, you know, usually it's a good idea to try and keep all of that stuff in a relatively complete state, because you really do not want to have a situation where your town or newly conquered town has just been, you know, taken, and then they rebel against you, and then it's just absolutely terrible and a wonderful, wonderful, you know, awful situation. So yeah, that's usually the reason why I won't do any kind of devastator options, but I still think it's actually pretty good. It seems like it's pretty good, not too bad. Anyway, we do have a lot of loot, as you can see from my scroll bar over here. This is exactly the reason why I've said to you multiple times that roguery is one of the best, if not the best way that you can make money. Because let's face it, I mean, look at this. Look at how much loot I have here. And yeah, sure, it might not actually sell for that much individually, but all of this eventually is going to just give you so much cash. It really is. Probably about another 200,000 or something like that waiting in my inventory right there. And I don't have to do any smithing for it at all. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, there we go. We've taken this. I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. They actually put some defenders in there and everything. And I'm actually... Am I still over encumbered, actually? I need to go into the marketplace and actually take a look at that real fast. I think I might have too much food. Ah, yes. Almost. Okay, so we just need to get rid of some of these things. And... what is this? Tug of the Roaming Horse. Oh, that's new. Increased mount movement speed, in fact. Increased charge damage, increased damage against mounted troops. Alright, all that wonderful stuff. That's actually really nice. Look at this. Increased morale damage. I'm going to take that. Thank you. I mean, not increased morale damage. Increased melee damage. There we go. That's the thing that we want. And we're just going to get rid of a little bit of grain here, as you can see. Obviously, this is not really for money right now. I'm not really caring about money too much. And obviously the town is going to be getting some much needed, or I would assume much needed food and all that wonderful stuff. So pretty happy with that. Anyway, we can vote for the owner now as well. This is also a really, really good way for you to gain, well, I mean, I could claim it for myself, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to literally vote for this guy. This is a really good way for you to gain charm skill as well. So if you're someone that actually wants to have decent charm skill, try to join a faction. Become a vassal, You don't have to be a particularly major vassal or anything like that, but just try and earn as much influence as you can. If you can earn a lot of influence, and then whenever a vote comes up when your faction has taken a fief, you can literally just sneak on in there, and you can do a vote, not for yourself, obviously. Don't vote for yourself, vote for someone else. And then you're going to gain some decent charm skill. You're going to gain a lot of charm skill from that. And that can really be very beneficial. As you can see, I'm actually getting 10 influence per day at the moment, mostly due to immortal charm, as you might expect. So there is also that. Anyway, we're just going to be heading on in here. I might as well continue our attack. And actually, one thing that I wanted to do first is this. I wanted to go over here and train some assassins. Only available on your main base. Oh, that's sad. Okay, well, our scandal is now complete, as you can see right here. So Adram is no longer going to be able to field any armies, which is actually perfect. And I'm wondering whether we want to go for another person here. We might be able to do someone else, because these guys have massive amounts of influence. So once again, I would like to be able to try and do that. So let's do this one, and we're going to select another one here as well. Let's do this one here too. There we go. Anyone that has the potential to lead an army, that is who we want to try to affect with these scandals. So we're going to do this. There we go. All right, so that is absolutely perfect. And yeah, unfortunately, I'm not able to train anyone. I'm not able to train anyone right now, which is very sad. I would have loved to have been able to do that. We are now going to be attacked by this army here, unfortunately. However, I'm probably just going to be going straight on in, and I might be able to avoid actually doing battle with these guys at all. Because if I can win this, if we go in and we can win it, then we're not going to actually need to fight them at all, which is actually going to be great. So that's going to be nice, because obviously they're very much wanting to defend this. They don't want to lose any more territory than they already have. They actually just lost Danustica, as far as I am aware. And, well, they just lost 2 towns in quick succession. They're panicking. Their morale is shaken. They're very much wondering how they can stop the... well, stem the tide, I guess you could kind of call it. Anyway, we're just going to try and do some damage with these guys right here. And, oh, you're getting out the way of... wow, my javelins are flying like no one's business. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just be a bit careful here. You see that? It went right through that guy's shield. No. Don't kill me. Thank you. Alright. Just going to go back here. Just trying to assist my forces as best I can. And, oh, no. Oh, okay. I have strong legs. Whoo, okay. I was reminded about that short that I made that one time where I had the same thing happen with previous playthrough. I think it was previous playthrough. Yeah, I don't think it was this one, because I was in a siege, and this is obviously the second siege that I've done total. And I died, of course, because he shot me in the face. You know, that is exactly what I was expecting to happen as well. Really, really funny. Well, never mind. It's fine. We led the charge initially, and that's all that we really needed to do, because now my forces can actually do the thing that they need to do to win. Anyway, yeah, so I made that short, and it was basically me just, you know, running around thinking to myself, oh, look at that, I've got 60% HP. That should easily be enough, right? And then I jump off the battlements thinking to myself, I have strong legs. And then I just literally die. I just crumple from 60% HP. Just take infinite damage. I don't even know how that was even possible, but apparently it was. And there we go. We were able to achieve victory here. Very nice indeed. So once again, we are just going to be taking extremely high level units because of the spies, of course. That is, well, because of the assassins, shall we say. And then hopefully once we go back to Diathma at some point, we will be able to turn those into assassins. So that would be rather nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, yeah, we're going to devastate this once again as well. I'm not going to claim this, thank you very much. And yeah, we're just going to head on in here, and then we're just going to wait here for some time. because these guys are just going to move on. They're going to go over to the other town here as well. Wonder what's happening at Danustica, actually. I wonder which army is over there, to be honest. Okay, so let's actually see. Do you think we can do a field battle against this guy and actually win? I'm thinking possibly. They're not giving me there we go. They are giving me the loadout now. Alright, so let's just take a quick look. Okay, so from what I can tell at a glance, they have very low tier units. They do have some elite cataphracts and some Mamluk palace guards. And they have some... well, they have quite a few sword sisters, which are going to be a little bit problematic. But apart from that, they do have a lot of tribal warriors, nomads, noble sons, and so on and so forth. And they're relatively low tier. So that shouldn't be too bad. However, you got to bear in mind, I only have 32% HP. So I can either assault... Ooh, this is new. Oh, okay. Is this new? I don't think I've seen this before, actually. So you can assault the siege camp, or you can break in to help the defenders. I think we're probably just going to assault the siege camp right here. And do we have the garrison actually helping us? No, it's just the steppe bandits. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to request bandits. I actually wanted these looters to join me. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, add all your followers. 130? Really? There's 130 of them? Oh, okay. Yeah, probably not going to be able to do that. So let me just add these. Okay, we've got way too many. All right, well, some are no doubt going to die during this, right? Some are probably going to die during this. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, okay. Hello. This is actually a pretty interesting battlefield. We do have a river or a water source in the middle here. I'm not sure whether you can really call it a river. It's not really flowing that fast, but I guess you can. I guess you can, right? Yes, you can. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. We're just going to leave this alone for the moment, and we're going to try and see if the enemy is going to make a move first. And we're going to move our archers a little bit closer to the water's edge. We're going to put the infantry over by the bank as well. I think cavalry would probably be able to get through here really fast. Yeah, as you can see, it doesn't seem to slow you that much. So, should be relatively simple for them to get over here, which is a little bit worrying, considering they are primarily cavalry focused, as far as I can tell. Even if most of them are indeed low tier. We shouldn't have to worry too much about that, but you know how it is. Alright, so let's take a look here. Wait a minute. Okay, so they've got 3 contingents of cavalry. That shouldn't be too bad. Alright, well, let's put my archers over there. Put my... wait a minute. Yeah, put my regular cavalry over here. And once these guys actually come across here... Wow, we've got so many high tier... Whoa, we've got a lot of Imperial Elite Cataphracts. I'm super surprised that they actually tried to even do this, knowing that we are very close by. I would have expected them to just leave it, to be honest, you know. That was maybe not the best idea to go for, but okay. I mean, I can't really tell them what to do, can I? So we're just going to do our best to deal damage to this fellow. Hopefully not going to die in the process, because I have a very poor record of survival at this point in this episode. So I would very much like to try and survive this particular battle. yes, we got focused by the archers. We got focused by the archers back in the back in the enemy's lines here. Oh well, never mind, never mind. You know, it happens, it happens. Hopefully we're actually going to achieve victory here, because as you can see, the enemy is actually doing much better than us at the moment. It's because they've actually drawn us into their territory in this battlefield, and I have a feeling that that's partially the reason why, because we just don't have the friendly ground, you know what I mean? So we basically ran in there with our cavalry. We ended up losing a lot of units as a result of that, and I'm not sure whether we're going to achieve victory. We're very even, as you can see. Look at this. About 40 or so kills are in it. I think we should be okay, but I mean, yeah, I think we are. The ratio seems to be leaning towards us a little bit more, but this is going to be an absolute bloodbath. It really is. An absolute bloodbath. But a victory is a victory. I guess that's what we've got to take away from this, you know? It's not going to be terrible. It's not going to be terrible if we can at least achieve a victory. That's all that matters. And, well, I'm not sure, actually. Yeah, no. I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. That shouldn't be too bad. All right, so there we go. The victory has now been assured, and I can actually level up some forest bandits, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to get roguery and tactics for these guys. Double. There we go. And once again, there we go. Perfect. All right. Obviously, they're going to become some kind of gang leader presence in some town or another somewhere. And we're just going to be taking these guys prisoner. Now, obviously, in my opinion, it's probably a really good idea if you are wanting to play a true bandit. Not sure whether it's actually a really good idea for many people, but if you want to be really kind of like playing an evil character or something along those lines, and you don't really care about relation with people and the grudges specifically, then you can probably just execute people, you know? You can probably just execute people and then it's going to be absolutely fine. But yeah, anyway, we're just going to be upgrading a couple of our people right here because I do have the ability to do so, of course. And there we have it. Okay, that is all that we can really do. Step bandits are getting stronger. As you can see, I don't even know how much combat strength they gained from this. It's got to be an insane amount, surely. Has to be a huge amount in actual fact. If they just, you know, had such a significant amount of people die nearby to some of their parties, which is exactly what's happening here. So that's also a little tip that I've apparently just found out about now. If you take around a couple of parties of, you know, step bandits, forest bandits, whatever, and you defeat a number of people nearby to you, you're going to boost their combat strength by a significant amount. Or at least that seems to be the case anyway. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, let's give away some prisoners. We have 79 of them, and there we have it, another 1,200. They have 5,552 now, which is incredible, and I can also heal myself. Seems like the heal your wounds thing actually becomes a lot stronger as well with the combat strength being increased, because you could see there I was at, I think I was at like what, 52% or something, and then we just click it once and we're already up at 96%. It used to be that it gave me about 12% HP or something along those lines, so that's actually really quite amazing. Otherwise, yeah, we can basically just leave everything here. I think what I'm probably going to do... Oh, wow, really? Odok is still not... Okay, Odok is still not rebelling. Alright, we're going to be disbanding... Actually, wait a minute. Let me have a look at my leadership real fast. Okay, my leadership is actually 141. So, we're just going to run around a little bit more, because obviously my leadership is the main thing that I wanted to level up here by having such a large army. So, very much hoping that they're going to be doing something with that, hopefully, sometime soon. And we can actually vote for noble retinues, which we will support. And once again, this is going to give us some decent charm skill. So tier 5 plus clans lose influence, but gain a significant amount of, you know, party size and so on and so forth. And as you can see, Bruce has actually leveled up just purely from participating in votes, which is actually quite amazing. And there we have it. Okay, so we have one focus point to spend. What do we want to spend it in? Well, probably athletics, I guess. Considering athletics is actually amazing once you get it to its maximum rank, because you're going to be getting a significant amount of survival from that. The final perk gives you a lot of additional HP. And if you yourself, like me, find yourself dying a lot, then probably be a good idea to go and get that. Anyway, let me see what I can do here. Yeah, the loyalty is actually still really, really low, so I'm actually very surprised that Odok has not changed hands. We have a bunch of step bandits in the area over here. Wondering if there's a hideout? Is there a hideout here? Yeah, there is. Oh, it's right there, right in front of my face. What an idiot. All right. Yeah, there we go. My scheme has actually finished. Yes, there we go. That was actually perfect. Look, he's lost all of his influence now, which is perfect. There we go. That was a 53% chance. 53%. Wow. Very, very lucky there. And we're going to request that all step bandits nearby follow me. And there we have it. Okay, yeah, that's... wow, this is an insane army right now. Literally. Running around with such a large amount of people. Also, look at this. We can vote once again. Look at this. More voting, more charm skill, more experience to gain from this. And that is exactly what's happening. We're gaining so much. And that's the funny thing. You know, charm skill right now, we had 286, right? Obviously, I don't even have a huge amount in social or anything like that. So if you're playing like a charm, leadership, trade kind of character, then you're obviously going to have more social attribute. But 292 in charm, it's very, very good. But obviously, the only thing that I can really do is just vote for people to get that up. Because otherwise, if you complete a task or something like that, which is what you would usually do to level up charm initially, it just doesn't do enough, you know? It just doesn't give you enough experience for that. Anyway, yeah, look at this. Loyalty is still really, really low in Acolyte. I'm surprised that it has not rebelled yet. Very surprised, in fact. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But anyway, let's go over to Odrisa Castle. I'm wondering how long... Oh, yeah, my leadership is almost done. My leadership is almost done. Okay, I am extremely excited about this because we will finally be able to level up some of our bandits into other kinds of units. And obviously, bear in mind, that is, in my opinion at least, what I've talked about in the past in this series. I've said, it feels realistic. You know, it feels realistic to me because obviously if you take a bunch of bandits under your wing and you yourself are, you know, an up-and-coming rabble-rouser of some kind, then eventually those bandits are going to become extremely proficient fighters, combatants, and warriors. And that's the kind of thing that we're sort of RPing right there. You know, it's kind of like a bit of an RP sort of story going on. So in my opinion, that's actually really fun, but obviously you don't have to agree. That's fine. Anyway, we're just going to continue voting for people just to continue get my charm skill leveled up and continue getting experience and everything. And Adram is over here. He's trying to take this. Oh my. Yeah, the amount of units that we have in tow at the moment is actually crazy. We're just going to literally just go straight on in for the auto-resolve. It really makes no difference at all. And we're going to get some wonderful prisoners as well so that we can donate those to the nearby bandit hideout, which is just over here, surprisingly enough. Okay, so we're just going to spend a little bit to gain some cohesion as well. And forest bandits are getting stronger. Yes, they should be. There we go. Alright, let's request nearby bandits to follow me. So we're going to have even more forest bandits following me right now. And bear in mind, unfortunately, forest bandits are not looking particularly good in terms of their strength. As I've said to you before, I personally think that if you are wanting to build a particular bandit faction's combat strength, I'd recommend the steppe bandits or maybe the desert bandits, because they seem to have a lot more survivability due to their mobility. They are just way too fast for most enemies to be able to catch them, and as a result, well, you're able to do a lot more with them, and they don't lose their combat strength as fast as the forest bandits might, for example, because they are, much easier to catch. And otherwise, am I? Yes, there we go. We are finally there. Veterans respect. Boom, there we go. All right, so that means I am now able to, as you can see, look at that. They've been waiting. They've been waiting this entire time. Look at that. Now we can finally upgrade them to Batanian Fians, Sturgian Druzniks, and Keshigs. There we go. Very nice. Oh, yes. Okay. That is absolutely wonderful. And then now our combat strength has just skyrocketed because literally I have 42 Batanian Fians. 42 of these guys, really. That's actually incredible. Okay, so there's only 129 in Marinia Castle here. Relatively simple for us to take this. I can probably just enter the siege assault in this manner, and I can literally just do this. And I'm just gonna do fast forward, and let's see how long it actually takes. Okay, so it's about under a minute right now, according to the timer, and we're gonna see how long it actually takes. I'm going to assume it will take about 3 minutes total. Let's see if it actually does. I'm thinking maybe it's quicker. No, it took, wow, it actually literally took 3 minutes. Okay, that's super funny. I mean, according to the speed up at least, because obviously I'm using super speed right now and not in real time at 3 minutes. Of course, it's not going to take 3 minutes in real time. Otherwise, I can recruit some of these guys. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to adhere to the rule where we only take the highest tier, because obviously we want to be able to convert those into assassins. There we have it. All right, yeah. So I'm basically getting carried away here now because we're making some wonderful progress. But I think that is actually going to be it for this episode, and I think we'll do one more. Should we do one more episode, and then we'll update to the next version of Bannerlord, because there are a lot of additional features and various things to explore there potentially, and maybe we'll do kind of like a bit of an unmodded series or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that would seem quite enjoyable. Yeah, maybe. What do you think? Let me know. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.